Hi, welcome to Bill and Hannah. Hannah, you're playing Hodel, is that correct? And Bill, you're Tevye in the curved production of Fiddler on the Roof.
Yes.
So this is a community production.
It is.
And so you're playing as a community, but you're also reflecting another community from quite a long time ago, from the early 1900s, a Jewish community and based in Russia, is that correct? Or close to Russia?
Yeah? Russia.
How does it feel as performers to try and recreate another community, and how has Sarah the director helped you with doing that?
I think that up to a point you rely on the text that you're given. You rely on the writers having done that sort of research, really. And so really what we're trying to do is to be faithful to their text. But Sarah has certainly done a great deal of background research on this, and on the Jewish aspects as well. So, for example, there are things called mezuzahs, which Jewish people have on the right hand door job. And as you go into their house, you kiss the mezuzah. It's a beautifully decorated little tube, and it has a scroll from the Torah in it. And so, you know, you're blessing and so on. I had no idea about that, and it's certainly not in the script. So little things like that Sarah has added, but they're not little. They're really big.
And also the Sabbath prayer.
Yes.
The whole actual Jewish ceremony. We've learnt it, and now all the mamas do it in the show. And you're just learning stuff about the Jewish community all the time. It's really interesting, really interesting.
Last Friday we finished rehearsals an hour early because sundown was at 9 (2:02). So we finished and we celebrated Sabbath as a company. And
how did that feel? How did that feel?
Absolutely wonderful.
It was so heartwarming. Yeah, it was filled with candlelight, wasn't it? We turned off all the lights. And
candlelight.
We did the whole service, and we had the bread, and it was grape juice.
Grape juice, yes.
Yeah, and it was beautiful, wasn't it? And we sang the Sabbath prayer song afterwards.
There are people in the cast who are from Jewish families, and one of them, Sarah, not the director, another one, she'd actually typed out the blessings that you say for the candles, for the drink, for the bread, and we read them all out. And she told us the Jewish pronunciation. And so we actually celebrate Sabbath as a company on stage, as designed by the writers of the piece. But then we celebrated Sabbath all together as a company off stage. It was an incredible bonding thing.
You felt so much closer to people afterwards.
Yeah, it was nice. Brilliant. Yeah, and I brought chickens in.
So how do you feel about the rehearsals, and how do they work differently from an amateur to a professional rehearsal, which you're experiencing now?
There's a great deal more discipline expected from you, and the discipline is maintained not just by the director, but the stage manager is there throughout the rehearsal period. There's an assistant director, we have a choreographer and a musical director, so you know. It's a young company. Don't look at me. Most of them are more Hannah's age than mine. But it's a very young company, so you know it's difficult for them to maintain. We've been rehearsing the last week or so for 8 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Difficult when you're 50.
It's a long time, yeah.
Yes. So they do get a bit, but you know there's an expectation, and Sarah keeps saying to them, "We're in the room. We're rehearsing. You want to be professionals? Start now."
Yeah.
So you know, shush. Keep quiet,
but
we're working.
It's good to start that young, because obviously for people who want to go into it, I want to go to theatre, so to have that experience of already, you know, having that professional conduct is really nice, and it gets you ready for the industry, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. I've seen a couple of people, I've seen the costumes on photographs, and I've seen some drawings of the costumes that come from pictures by Mark Chagall. And I've also noticed a couple of people in wheelchairs here. It's great to be inclusive.
Yeah.
But how does that work within the choreography and the movement and everything? How do you feel that would fit in for an audience member's point of view?
I think the varying levels of physical ability and understanding, intellectual ability, have been managed beautifully. There's a great deal of understanding from Sarah as the director, from Mel as the choreographer, from Jazz as her assistant, from Sinead as the musical director. A great deal of understanding that people might need more time, to learn that. Actually, not all of them do. There's a young man in this company, you show him a dance move once and that's it.
Yeah,
he's got it down.
For the rest of the year.
He's much better than the rest of us. So, and I think it's been very good for us as performers that, there was a little bit of I don't quite know how to relate to this person, am I being a bit patronising? No. Now we're just all one company. I mean, I don't want to say it in a patronising way, but I don't really notice the wheelchairs, or the learning disability, I don't really notice it at all.
I suppose
They're
it makes
other
you
members
more
of the company.
Makes you more of a community, doesn't
Yeah,
it? If you have
absolutely.
such a diverse range of
Absolutely.
people. It's more like a normal community, so
Yeah.
it's so nice. And well, the person who's playing my older sister, Saitel, she's in a wheelchair.
Yes.
She moves like so
Grease-like.
gracefully. Yeah, so gracefully. You would not even know.
No.
But she's amazing on that thing. So yeah.
Cool. And last
Mike?
question: are you enjoying the singing?
Yes.
The singing aspect?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
It's
Very
nice to hear all
much.
the different songs. Yeah.
I haven't sung for years, so I've been having lessons, and they've paid off. Yes, I'm loving it. Loving it. I was just going to say about the disability, my concern at the beginning, when I learned that people with disabilities were going to be cast, I thought, ooh, is this a bit of tokenism? Yeah. Are they going to be cast so that Curve can say, well, they're in the company, but they'll be right at the back of the stage where you go, not at all. They are right at the front of the stage.
Yeah.
They are playing principal parts.
Yeah.
Saitel is in a wheelchair. They're in the dancers, they're in the singing, they're in the village. They're just there, just like any other member of the company. It's been absolutely
It's
brilliant.
gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.